Good morning again. We're here at Westside Bagels. I'm Broward County Commissioner Stacy Ritter. Westside Bagels is at the corner of Coral Ridge Drive and Heron Bay Boulevard. Actually, I think it's Holmberg. There's no sign, but the Sawgrass in the Public Sawgrass Shopping Center here in Coral Springs. Phone number is 954-755-4600. We're here again with Scott Brunner, who's the Assistant Director of Broward County's Traffic Engineering Division. Thanks again for being here.
Thank you.
If you have any questions about what you're seeing today or anything at all, the phone number in the office is 954-357-7003, and you can always reach me by email at sritter@broward.org. Okay. So let's talk about the Green Lights program, which is what Broward County calls its traffic signalization program.
Synchronization.
Synchronization. Okay, the idea, I guess, is to have green lights all the way through, and so you're never stuck at a red. I think it's really funny when people zoom by me because they want to make that one green light, and then they get stuck at the next red one, and I pull up right next to them, and they're really not getting anywhere any faster that way. Is the program designed to work if you're traveling the posted speed limit?
Yes.
I mean, if you're going 5 or 10 miles above, you may not hit that next green light. Is that right?
Our synchronized patterns for our off-peak period, when we're not at congestion, is set for the speed limit.
So what is it? So it's lower when during rush
peak
hours?
periods, we sometimes lower it to deal with kind of the overspill queuing and some of the congestion approaching some of the major intersections. And that seems to help, get the right progression through those intersections.
Do we time red lights longer at certain intersections as opposed to others? Like the major ones, for example, if you're traveling out here and you're at Atlantic Boulevard and University, is that a longer red light than you would find at a smaller intersection?
Actually, no. The cycle is the same for the whole corridor. Most of the cycle lengths that we're running now are 160 seconds, so they're a little bit over 2 minutes. Some jurisdictions use longer cycle length, actually.
So even though we're in charge of the signalization, the jurisdiction, the city, for example, can say to us, we would like a longer red light?
They can ask us.
Okay.
But
okay.
but
I get the idea.
But the idea is that we're trying to keep each intersection on a consistent cycle so that we can get synchronization at each intersection. Otherwise, it becomes a wild card. We have all the different intersections working on different timings, so there's no way that they can actually work together.
Yet there are some, for example, Ramblewood and Riverside out here, which appear to be much shorter than a major intersection, and I don't know, people. I know nothing about traffic engineering, but people say that, and these are lay people who, like me, who just talk about traffic, that there's something built underneath the road that can detect whether or not a car is there. For example, in a green light, a green arrow. Sometimes a green arrow doesn't show up if there's no car making that left turn on the green. Does that have to do? How does the traffic light know that?
Well, traditionally there have been magnetic loops in the roadway. You can actually see them if you look closely. We're converting over to using video cameras instead of the loops because that technology will allow us to actually see what's happening at the intersection, see how the cars are reacting to our detection devices, and see how the cars are actually working with our controllers. So it does know when the cars are there or not there.
Okay.
But for the most part, the intersections should still all be on the same cycle length.
Okay.
What happens is the minor streets we only give a little bit of time to in order to keep the major street going as much as possible.
Okay.
And one of the things, the primary objectives of the Green Lights program was to take a look at why is it that we're getting stopped on the main street at all these small intersections for no apparent reason, especially in the middle of the night or early in the morning when people are trying to shift their schedules.
Right.
And we saw that some of these intersections just were not working together with our coordinators. For whatever reason, they were taken offline off that system. So we've corrected that. We put them back at 160 seconds with the rest of their brother or sister intersections and got them working more cohesively. So we have received some complaints from the side streets because now they're not getting that on-demand response. You have to wait like the other streets.
Okay.
So that's
which really helps if you're driving 10th Street, for example,
Right.
In Deerfield Beach. There are a couple of little lights there that between Powerline and 95 that the average driver like me has no idea why that light is there, because it's a very small side street, and getting stuck there on 10th Street during rush hour is just, very frustrating for all. You can see all the drivers get really frustrated by that. So the Green Lights program. What is synchronized?
Synchronized means...
No. What, I mean, literally.
Oh,
what
literally.
in Broward County is synchronized?
Well, we have all of the east-west corridors, basically from US 1 to University Drive or the Sawgrass, wherever we have our infrastructure there. Between those 2 points, that's what's synchronized, all major east-west corridors. With the exception of Hallandale Beach Boulevard, east of 95, because we're going to put some special attention on that.
That's horrible.
That one, we're taking a lot of data right now to take a look at that. University Drive from county line to county line, and we just completed US 1 from county line to county line. We are doing some more refinements on US 1. We're driving it. We're seeing where we can still make improvements. So the next couple of weeks, we're still going to be improving that.
So you literally drive it. You will have people in traffic engineering that will literally drive the roads to see where the hiccups might be and if it's working. I see that. Okay, let's talk about out here.
Okay.
And by the way, for anybody who wants to know what segments have been completed, it's on the website. The Green Lights program is on the website, or you can call the office and we'll be happy to provide you the little matrix that we're working off of. Sample Road, Coral Ridge Drive to US 1. Done. Okay, so that's good. Atlantic Boulevard, Coral Ridge Drive to US 1.
Done.
Okay.
And actually, that was one that really, during the middle of the day, has shown tremendous improvement from where it was. I drove it the first time I drove it after they retimed it. I drove it 3 times because I couldn't believe how much better it was from last time I drove it.
It is. I mean, and I don't drive Atlantic much, but I know it from 95 west, which is the way I would take it. It was just awful, especially when you get around the State Road 7 area. Trying to get through that light, really, really hard. Okay, so that's done. So if you're traveling during a non-peak, non-rush hour at the speed limit, you should be able to go, theoretically, from Coral Ridge Drive to US 1 on Sample, potentially not hitting a single red light.
Potentially.
If it's timed correctly.
Right.
I mean, I realize you give it the end of the end of the caravan and hit the red light, but potentially that's done. I mean, not potentially, it is done. Okay, but it's done. Wiles Road, Coral Springs Drive to State Road 7. I drive that all the time. That one is done. I mean, I can attest to that. I drive that all the time. How long does it take to do a segment of road from, let's say, Coral Springs Drive to State Road 7 on Wiles Road? I mean, is it all computerized, or are there guys who actually go out there and work on the equipment that you used to see?
Yeah. Well, that's actually a great question, because it goes to the heart of what we did in the last 6 months. Usually, to take on, I don't even know how many hundreds of miles, lane miles this is, it's 490 intersections we did. Usually it takes 6 months just to take the data and to set up our models and do our initial travel time runs. So we had to get really creative. We actually worked backwards. We looked at what our timing reports were showing us out in the field, and we literally just went through and said, where are the problems? And we just basically tried to undo those problems. The Public Works Director, Tom Huck, he called it triage, where we go in and, fix what we could fix, save the patient. Mm-hmm. And we actually only allocated about 2 to 3 weeks for each section.
Wow.
And we just have a handful of people, so it was quite an accomplishment, given the parameters that we had to work with. So. And
there is one segment, one group left to do in Broward County, group number 6, and there are a few roads out here, and you say that'll be done by
the end of this year.
Okay, and then you'll have how many? These are. Oops, I don't know what that was. I don't know where it came from. You'll have how many? What is this like?
It's about 40 corridors altogether. We did 20. We just finished 20 plus 20 east-west corridors plus university and federal. And we have 18 more to do this year.
And then you're going to do north-south.
No, that includes north-south.
Okay.
Then we're going to do that kind of complex basket weave cross-progression analysis. And we've hired, we're about to hire, be coming before the board, a consultant to assist us in our master planning and some of this more complex modeling and analysis.
So, see, it is being done.
It's being done.
It is being done. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about red light cameras